Good morning. As the sun rises across the United States, a new week brings a fresh set of weather stories to every corner of the country. Whether you're waking up in a bustling city or a quiet rural town, the air feels different depending on where you are. As we enter the second week of October 2025, the landscape is painted with vibrant autumn colors in many regions, while others still hold on to the lush greens of late summer. The U.S. is split between two seasons, creating a striking contrast from the coast to coast. It's almost as if the country is divided by an invisible line, with fall on one side and summer on the other. A strong cold front is sweeping across the northern states, pushing down from Canada, and bringing a noticeable chill to the air. This front is the main driver behind the dramatic shift in temperatures. Residents in the Midwest and Northeast are bundling up in jackets and scarves, their breath visible in the crisp morning air. For many, it's the first real taste of autumn, with temperatures dropping overnight and mornings feeling brisk. Meanwhile, the East Coast and South are still clinging to summer, with warm breezes and plenty of sunshine. In cities like Atlanta and Miami, it almost feels like summer never left. Temperatures are soaring into the 90s in some spots, making it hard to believe that fall is just around the corner. People are still reaching for shorts and sunglasses, and air conditioners are running full blast. This sharp divide is creating a patchwork of weather across the nation. Some areas are experiencing cool, dry air, while others are stuck in a humid summer-like pattern. Where the cold and warm air masses collide, storms and rain are brewing. Thunderstorms are popping up along the boundary, bringing heavy downpours, gusty winds, and even the chance for some hail in certain areas. Some are waking up to clear, brisk days, perfect for a morning walk or a hot cup of coffee on the porch. The air feels fresh, and the changing leaves add a splash of color to every view, while others face downpours and thunder, making commutes a challenge and outdoor plans uncertain. Lightning flashes and the sound of rain on rooftops are a reminder of the season's unpredictability. It's a dramatic autumn transition, with fast-moving clouds and shifting skies. The weather can change in an instant, keeping everyone on their toes. This year the contrast is sharper than usual, with some regions experiencing their earliest frosts in years, while others are breaking records for late-season heat. We'll break down what to expect region by region, tracking the first frosts in the north, the stubborn heat in the south, and the storms that form in between. Each area has its own unique story to tell this week. From sudden rain showers to stretches of sunshine, the weather is as varied as the country itself. Be prepared for quick changes, and keep an eye on the forecast. Get ready for a dynamic week ahead, where you might need a jacket in the morning, and a t-shirt by afternoon. The only thing certain is that the weather will keep us guessing. No matter which side of the weather divide you're on, this week promises to be a memorable one for weather watchers across America. The Midwest is first to feel the autumn chill, as the season's first significant cold front makes its presence known. With cities like Minneapolis and Chicago dropping into the 50s and 60s, residents are quickly reminded that summer is truly over. The crisp air brings a refreshing change, but also a need to dig out those warmer layers. A powerful cold front from Canada has swept away the summer humidity almost overnight. This sudden shift is a hallmark of autumn in these regions, where weather can change dramatically in just a few hours. By midweek, this front pushes east, bringing a dramatic cool-down to Boston, New York, and Philadelphia. Temperatures will tumble from the 80s to the 60s in just a day. The sudden drop will have many reaching for their jackets and scarves. The coldest mornings arrive Thursday and Friday, with inland areas dipping into the 20s and 30s. Frost will be a common sight on car windshields and lawns, signaling the true arrival of fall. Expect clear skies, but you'll want a jacket for those brisk starts. The sun will warm things up by midday, but mornings will be quite chilly. This chill won't last long. By the weekend, a warming trend returns. The roller coaster of temperatures is typical for October, keeping everyone on their toes. Cities like Des Moines and Kansas City could rebound to near 80 degrees. This rapid warming will be a welcome change for those who aren't quite ready to let go of the warmer weather. The warmth will spread east, promising a milder end to the week. People in the Northeast will enjoy a brief respite from the cold, with temperatures climbing back to more comfortable levels. It's a classic October roller coaster, cold snaps followed by quick warm-ups. This pattern keeps the wardrobe in constant rotation, with sweaters and t-shirts both seeing plenty of use. Get ready to swap sweaters for t-shirts and back again. The unpredictable weather is all part of the charm of autumn in the Midwest and Northeast. With the cold surge, frost and freeze alerts are popping up across the upper Midwest. Wednesday morning brings the first widespread frost to northern Minnesota and Wisconsin, temps in the upper 20s to low 30s. By Thursday, the chill spreads to Michigan and the interior, northeast, including upstate New York and New England. Even higher elevations in the mid-Atlantic could see a touch of frost. Friday will be the coldest morning, with a hard freeze likely in many northern areas, ending the growing season. Urban and coastal spots will be a bit warmer, but suburbs may still see patchy frost. Gardeners and farmers, take note. It's time to protect sensitive plants. October's quick weather shifts are here. Be ready for sudden cold snaps. While the north cools down, the south is still in summer mode. Southerly winds are pulling hot, humid air from the Gulf, pushing highs into the 80s and 90s from Texas to Florida. This heat lingers most of the week, especially in the deep south. The cold front will bring some storms and a slight cool down to northern areas, but most of the south stays warm and muggy. Florida remains steamy, with high humidity and little relief. By the weekend, central states like Texas and Oklahoma will briefly cool, then heat right back up. For the south, it's a stubborn summer holdout with only a minor interruption. Keep the AC running. Autumn's true arrival is still a ways off. Across the nation, the atmosphere is alive with energy as cold and warm air masses collide, setting the stage for a dramatic week of weather. This powerful clash is the driving force behind a series of storms sweeping from coast to coast, bringing a mix of intense rain, gusty winds, and even hail to many regions. As these air masses meet, the skies transform, sometimes in a matter of minutes, reminding us just how quickly the weather can turn wild. Out west, central New Mexico is bracing for severe thunderstorms. Residents there should be prepared for the possibility of hailstones pelting down and winds strong enough to rattle windows and topple loose objects. These storms can develop rapidly, so it's important to keep an eye on the sky and stay tuned to local alerts. Meanwhile, the main rain event is unfolding in the east. A powerful cold front is pushing through, triggering heavy downpours that stretch from the Ohio Valley all the way up to New England. These rain bands are capable of producing intense bursts of precipitation, reducing visibility and making travel hazardous at times. By Tuesday night, cities like Washington, D.C. and Baltimore will be drenched by soaking rain, and the threat of localized flooding will extend all the way up through Maine. Urban areas and places with poor drainage are especially at risk, so be cautious if you're out on the roads or near streams and rivers. As the system moves on, Wednesday brings a shift. The rain lingers in New England for a while before finally clearing out, making way for a refreshing change. Expect cooler temperatures and a brisk, breezy feel in the air, a welcome relief after the heavy, humid conditions earlier in the week. Most areas affected by this system will pick up about an inch of rain, but some spots, especially in Kentucky, could see much more. In fact, 2 to 3 inches of rain are possible in localized pockets, raising the risk of flash flooding and swollen creeks. If you live in a flood-prone area, keep a close watch on weather updates. As the cold front slides further south, it sparks a new round of scattered storms across Alabama, Georgia, and the Carolinas. These storms will be more hit or miss, popping up in the afternoon and evening hours, and could bring sudden bursts of rain and thunder. While these southern storms aren't expected to be as severe as those in the west or northeast, they can still pack a punch. Brief downpours may cause minor flooding in low-lying areas, and lightning is always a hazard, so remember to head indoors if you hear thunder nearby. Elsewhere, the central and western U.S. will enjoy a much calmer pattern. Once the storms in New Mexico move on, sunshine returns, and the weather settles into a more tranquil, pleasant stretch. Perfect for outdoor plans, or simply enjoying a break from the stormy skies. It's a week of active, ever-changing weather across the country. Whether you're facing storms or sunshine, stay alert for shifting conditions and keep an eye on the forecast as the atmosphere continues to keep us on our toes. While most deal with rain or warmth, the highest peaks in the Pacific Northwest are seeing their first snow. A few inches could fall on the Cascade Mountain's highest passes. Great news for ski resorts and water supplies. If you're heading into the mountains, be ready for quick weather changes and cold temps. Further north, Western Canada's Rockies are getting heavy, Early season snow, winter is arriving there in force. No major U.S. cities will see snow this week, though a few flurries could mix in at the highest elevations in the Northeast. For now, snow is limited to the high country, a hint of winter still weeks away for most. Stay prepared if you're venturing into the mountains. Hurricane season isn't over. Tropical systems are still active. In the Atlantic, Tropical Storm Jerry could become a hurricane, but is expected to curve away from the U.S. Another system off the East Coast may bring rain, but not hurricane-force winds. In the Pacific, Hurricane Priscilla is weakening, but sending moisture into the southwest, bringing much-needed rain to Arizona, Utah, Colorado, New Mexico. Farther west, Typhoon Halong near Japan could energize the jet stream, sending a strong cold front across the U.S. later this month. This could mean another round of chilly air and rain for the Midwest and Northeast. The tropics remain a wild card. Storms can still impact our weather. We'll keep a close watch on any developments. Stay tuned for updates as hurricane season continues. Looking ahead to mid-October, a big shift is coming. High pressure will build over the central and eastern U.S., bringing calmer, warmer, and drier weather. Expect highs in the 60s and 70s, perfect for fall activities. The storm track shifts west, so most rain will fall in the Rockies and Southwest, thanks to leftover moisture from Priscilla. California could see some much-needed showers, easing drought concerns. For most, it's a stretch of classic autumn weather, sunny, mild, and pleasant. We're watching for a possible East Coast rainmaker and the long-range effects of Typhoon Halong. Enjoy the break in the action while it lasts. In summary, this week showcases autumn's wild swings, frost and freezes in the north, summer heat in the south, and storms in between. The east cools down then warms up as we head into next week. Mid-October looks mild and dry for most, perfect for enjoying the outdoors. But don't forget, hurricane season is still active and storms like Jerry and Priscilla can still influence our weather. Typhoon Halong could bring another cold blast to the east by month's end. Autumn is all about change. Expect more ups and downs ahead. Stay prepared for sudden shifts, protect your plants and keep an eye on the forecast. Enjoy the crisp mornings and sunny afternoons while they last. We'll keep you updated every step of the way. Have a great week and stay safe.